What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I thought we would take a look at, well, Take-Two and talk about a couple of their upcoming games, and all of them kind of have gotten updates in terms of the release window. Now, I guess it depends on which game in particular you're talking about. GTA got like just a reconfirmation, right? Like, of course, it's still coming out fall of 2025. I thought this would be fun. Just go through a bunch of the games. Honestly, many of them I'm very, very excited for or interested in one way or another. Now, they did this today, and there's actually just a super easy graph that kind of goes over everything. So first you got Civ 7, right? You got kind of the confirmed game. So you got the date for Civ 7. You got the date for WWE. Then you get to Grand Theft Auto 6, and it's still fall of calendar 2025, so literally like the fall season. So, and that's the only one that actually has it like that, right? Borderlands 4 and Mafia the Old Country are fiscal year 2026, which means April 2025 through March of 2026, right? So it starts in 25, goes into 26. Then you have CSR Racing 3. Honestly, I've never heard of that game in my life. And Judas, which now is just to be announced, right? TBA. Now, I guess we can just talk about each of them individually, right? When it comes to GTA, I think people are just kind of waiting for maybe like the time every quarter, right, for them to say either it's going to still be when they say it is or that it's being delayed, right? I think that's kind of what everybody waits for, is if the delay is going to happen or if not. And I mean, every time so far, right, like it's looking pretty good. Now you still got more, still got like 3 more times that they're going to have to do this. And of course, obviously like a trailer would be nice eventually, but no, I mean, it seems like fall of 2025 is good. If it gets delayed, I don't want to say like if it gets delayed, it gets delayed. It would be a big deal, I would say, to many people, more people than any other game out there, but hopefully it sticks the landing. And then, the Borderlands and Mafia one I actually find quite interesting because, Mafia, depending on what kind of open world person you are, right? Like GTA, I always say this, and I mean, well, I say this, and at the same time, sometimes I forget about it in terms of the wider audience. I mean, look, GTA is going to be like the biggest game of our lifetime, at least so far. Like, it just factually is going to outsell everything. But that doesn't mean it's a game for literally everybody, right? There's been people that have reached out to me that said, hey, like, I'm just not interested. It's just not a game I'm going to cover. And hence why, my channel covers like 5,000 different things. It's a gift and a curse. It's not all good. But, I am aware of that, right? And depending on who you are, Mafia might actually be the bigger game or the game that you're more interested in. So what I find interesting, right, again, it kind of gives like a year range. This is most likely a summer to fall game if it comes out in 2025, okay? And actually, Borderlands is the same thing, summer, fall. Now, like, it could come out like May, June. Now, I consider June summer, so I guess like May, right? Even April, I guess, if you want to sneak in there. But, it's a very limited time in the springtime that you'd be able to release. So are both of those games going to come out in the fall/summer? I guess that's kind of what I'm hinting at, right? Like, I'm not trying to like will one of them to get delayed into existence, but it's interesting because like Mafia specifically, Mafia and GTA, you wouldn't want Mafia coming out anywhere near GTA, although they're different. And again, as I said, like different people are going to have those different tastes, and I totally respect that. In some ways, I'm actually also more excited for Mafia than GTA. As a whole, it's GTA all the way, but I can see parts of it, right? But at the same time, as the company, you're not going to want those two games coming out even close to each other, right? Like, if GTA is October or even November, Mafia needs to come out by like September at the latest to stand a chance, right? You don't want to cannibalize your own sales. You're not putting two games like that out in the same month. You're not even, I think, putting out back-to-back months. I think you need months and months of separation. So, to be honest with you, Mafia is actually the one that I think would get pushed if one of them were to. Borderlands, I forget 1,000%. Borderlands 3, was it early September or maybe August? Like, I remember it was like the early fall. So, and that's worked, and Borderlands sell very well, and it's very different than GTA, so you don't really have to worry about that one. So I think, for that one, yeah, probably same thing. August, September, October. GTA comes out 1 month, 2 months, whatever, right after. I don't really think that's a problem. So if I were to predict right now, I think Borderlands is probably like, that fall game with GTA, and then maybe Mafia moves, if that happens. Now, to end it, talk about Judas a little bit, I gotta be now. Okay, GTA is so big, but at the same time, like Judas, Ken Levine, I think is one of my favorite creators. Okay, the guy has a really creative mind, and he pushes things, BioShock, etc. But I am really excited for Judas. I think Judas is gonna do some incredible things and hopefully pushes some movement, like in the single player industry, right? In terms of like reactivity and just all the stuff that he's kind of emphasized with it. I mean, I could be speaking to the choir. I don't know for sure, but I'm really interested in that one. Now, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody actually cares at this point, but correct me if I'm wrong. I swear Judas had a window, because it doesn't anymore. Right now it's just to be announced. But I swear it had a window where I thought it was 2025. Maybe it was like a year ago. Maybe it was half a year ago. I swear at one of these investor calls, right, where they give the schedule, I think Judas had the range that Borderlands and Mafia had. I mean, I can remember that. I could just be making it up and convincing myself I remembered it correctly. So if you guys know, you correct me in the comments. But, I don't love that because honestly, I mean, Judas, it's not the same thing as Mafia because it's not the same game. But you also don't want Judas coming out close to, I just don't think you'd want anything. Borderlands might be different enough you could get away with it if it's a month or two separation. Now, I guess you could say, well, Alex, Judas is pretty far away from it too. That's possible. But the fact that those two games have that window and Judas doesn't, that does make me worry. You know what I mean? Like if Judas was coming out the same time as Mafia and Borderlands, you would think it would have the thing. And I thought it did. So, if it did have a range, like a release window, and now it doesn't, it's kind of going backwards, right? Now, Ken Levine takes a long time. He's known for, going over, and, he has to ask for more time and things like that. He gets it the way he wants it to be before it comes out. There's just no other way, around it. So, in that way, I totally actually respect and would agree with that. But, we might actually have to wait even longer. Hopefully, can it please just come out in this console generation, right? Like, if you don't come out in 2025, I think you gotta come out in 2026. So, I don't know. It seems like it's getting closer, so it's actually kind of, puzzling that it wouldn't come out next year. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think about any of these games in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.